myself.
Cool.
Alright guys, first of all, let's just get this one out of the way really quick. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been officially delayed to spring next year. In case you should know, well, the Justice League was actually announced first in August of 2020, said to be a next generation console exclusive and an open world co-op game at its core. This one over here though is just a quick hint, developers of which came up with as an update.
Really? Why don't you just mail me the bullet? I'm the eye in the sky. Taking point B, sharp.
Wolverine!
Who else needs a bastion?
Batman, Jim Gordon, they thought they had a handle on this city. They never did.
Coming up behind that, obviously we've got Gotham Knights. Well, the newest Batman game, where you get to play as most DC characters except Bruce himself. Here's the thing, Gotham Knights, for those of you new, is actually an open world action RPG where you can play the game, believe it or not, from start to finish in online co-op, or also solo. Warner Bros. Montreal will finally just came out with a release date in Gotham Knights as well. Apparently the game is releasing October 25 and on every single console in addition to PCs. Check it out.
Listening.
But number 3 we have, well, something probably not as legit as I'd hoped that it would be. Nonetheless, a Superman project/demo, well, technically speaking, the same game that was released at the Game Awards a while ago, but y'all came up to know by The Matrix Resurrections. The whole idea over here is to just give y'all fans a very good indication of how a new Superman could actually look like today if they were to build the game using Unreal Engine 5. For which, however, an actual announcement by, let's say, Marvel or any other company for that matter is yet to be officially announced in the following months. Check it out. Well, I've actually mentioned this one specifically no more than 48 hours ago, that obviously there's a lot of people out there wondering if Marvel's new project Wolverine is still in the making or not. Well, the answer to that is just obviously yes. Insomniac Games itself actually predicted that the new game comes out next year. In case you were wondering, Marvel's Wolverine is being directed by the same director in charge of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and there's a good chance it'll be in the same exact vein.
Top story, Old Detroit. Crime has escalated to new heights. Authorities are overwhelmed. OCP insists the situation is under control.
Coming up at number 5, although this isn't really news, however, Teon, well, the same developers of Terminator Resistance game, will have been working on another franchise as well for quite a while that also stars, once again, a machine protagonist. What y'all knew through all these years going by, Robocop. Anyway, this game, Rogue City, that's touted as an all-new story action RPG about an augmented cop, is set to be coming out early next year and into PCs and all consoles except Switch.
Prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
Guys, talk about most anticipated games. We have God of War Ragnarok. Well, basically the continuation of the father-son best-selling PlayStation 4 game from all the way back in 2018. I've actually mentioned this one quite a bit, that God of War Ragnarok is indeed coming to the PlayStation 4 and 5 late 2022, possibly around holidays, and at this point it's only a matter of time before we get an official trailer for it as well. So keep it in mind.
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead?
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Come in. What in all yarns be the happened to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
War is not the only way.
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal.
On the other hand, we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2, that kind of sort of just got itself a new leak from Sony, indication that it is indeed hitting the PlayStation 5 in the latter half of 2023. We've heard nothing much about the sequel, nor we have seen anything other than the reveal trailer. What we do know is that the new game will follow up after the events of the first game, and just like its predecessor, it's going to be an open world. Check it out.
Will one of you finally give me what I desire? Yes, we will.
A new threat comes to our shores, and I must call you home.
Guys, remember when I mentioned that Marvel's indeed developing the new Wolverine game and even stated that it'll come out next year? Well, for those of you who've actually somehow missed it, we have a Wonder Woman game in the making as well, with an almost identical trailer like the Wolverine, and all we know is that this game is coming to both generation of consoles and PCs, and that is it. Check it out here.
They conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest. Then they vanquished threats from beyond our stars, and she lay in rest.
If you'd be so kind.
Coming up next, we have Marvel's Midnight Suns, for which folks behind the game said this new game, which is turn-based role-playing game and will be the exact opposite of the company's previous game some of you might know by XCOM, meaning you're not going to be terrified by the enemies, they're gonna be terrified of you here. Anyway, Midnight Suns is set to be coming out by the end of 2022 and into every single console, PCs, and even Switch. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, on the other hand, is probably going to be released around October this year. This game just received its ESRB rating as well, so just keep it in mind. Shredder's Revenge, if you should know, is a beat-em-up classic game by Dotemu, supports a 4-player co-op and a story campaign. In case you are new to, however, this is how it actually looks like. Now, Achilles Legends Untold, on the other hand, is, as you can tell, an asymmetric action RPG, while taking a lot of inspiration from Diablo and at the same time Souls-like and action slashers. Now, regarding of how good looking this game actually is, it is its company's first attempt in the video game world as well, somehow. Just in case you've actually missed out on this project initially, here's even a new trailer. This game had its full releases next year, and an early access version of it releases before in the following month.
Welcome to my forge. Become a warrior who will defy gods.
Platform fighter that embodies everything we love about the genre, removes the pain points, and brings in some new ideas.
Coming up behind that, we have MultiVersus by Warner Bros. Itself, and apparently it is their take on Super Smash Bros. As a fighting game. Well, actually a platformer kind of fighter that lets you team up or against your friends as characters like Batman, Superman, Bugs Bunny, I guess, and even some new characters. Check it out. MultiVersus releases soon, we hear, possibly in the next few months, and coming to the PCs, PlayStation 4, 5, and Xbox consoles as well.
Saving someone with a lasso tree. Or using Bugs Bunny's tunnel. The better your teamwork, the better your chances are to win.
You're under my protection!
We built the game from the ground up for teamwork and co-op to deliver a more unique experience that we think players will enjoy. And for those of us who like to play solo, don't worry, we support that too.
A wolf of House Stark is not afraid.
Our roster has some of the most recognizable characters, so bring them to life with as close to one-to-one representation as possible through visuals, their worlds.
Is a marvel no living man has ever seen. Only the dagger can unlock the sands of time. No!
Guys, for those of you been wondering for quite a while, Ubisoft has indeed a couple of Prince of Persia games in the works. Not just the Sands of Time remake, but a 2D, 3D game taking inspiration from Ori games as well as in the works. As in the case of Sands of Time remake, however, Ubisoft will just came out to confirm that the remake is going to be released early next year and still on its way to PCs and the past generation consoles only. Check it out.
The dagger! It can turn back time!
Give me the dagger! Never!
I brought this on us.
You are brave and good.
Don't let go!
Quaco Lucian.
A quick mention over here, guys. Developers of Hitman games, what y'all might know going by IO Interactive, has actually been developing a James Bond game, currently being referred to as simply Project 007. In case you're not new to, however, you've probably noticed that there's not much known about the project either, considering it was announced more than a year ago. The game itself, however, is indeed in full development mode and only rumored to be coming out sometime next year.
They think they are heroes, fighting to save their world.
And last but not least, we have Super Fuse by Raw Fury. That is, in case you're wondering, the same folks behind the one and only Kingdom 2 Crowns. This new game, though, Super Fuse, is basically a superhero-centered action RPG at its core, with elements of hack and slash and story-focused structures, including online multiplayer. Check it out. Super Fuse doesn't have a release date yet, but the developers of which revealed that it'll come to PCs in about a few months from now.